Hi, and we're live again with my Learn and Grow Snappy Chats, and I've got the amazing Mike Ashabraner here, so hopefully you will not be boring. I can't imagine this being a boring call. We'll see what happens in this interview with Mike Ashabraner. I'm Christine Bell. I'm a customer strategist, but we're not here to talk about me today, unfortunately. We're here to talk about all the challenges that we as small business owners and founders face. And guess what? We face many of the same ones. So this is what it's all about, learning and growing together, because otherwise it can get a really lonely ride. Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And by the way, paper or origami, watch this. Look, I made that just for you. It's a swan. Check that out. Ah, there's going to be magic today. I'll pull a rabbit out of my hat. Y'all stay till the end, man. Get ready. It's going to be off the hook.
All right, you just waited for that one. Hey, hi, everyone here from San Francisco Bay Area. I can't see who you are, but welcome to our chat. And you got Mike on, so we don't know exactly what's going to happen now, yeah? Let's see where this takes us. So Royce is here, always happy and snappy. I love that, Royce. I love that. Hello, April. Great to see you. So Tommy is here too. Well, everyone is coming along. I love that. So Mike, tell us a little bit about yourself. I think most people might know you, at least your hat on LinkedIn. But tell us a bit more about yourself, please, and your business, of course, too.
Oh, so good to be here. First of all, thank you for your friendship and leadership, Christine. Seriously, you have been instrumental, well, before 2024, but especially that year. So, you know, you're in a different time zone. You're having your own community. I'm a part of it. It's great. But I knew it was Sarah P., LinkedIn user.
Yeah, good to see you, Sarah. And Jeremy's here too. Jeremiah.
Yeah, there he is. JJ, we got April, Tommy, Royce. Man, they pile in. Thank you. And, so anyway, I just want to give you a huge shout out. Super excited to watch you go through all the crazy stuff that I did, right? Building the community. But hey, you know, we learn from each other's mistakes. So I'm going to make you another origami.
This is tricks. So you got some more tricks coming on today? Is that what we're going to do? Trick hour?
Yeah, April.
Got Charles here. Great to see you.
Watch it. There you go. Another swan for you. Look, I'll send that to you, U.S. mail. All right.
Hopefully there's no snot in there, yeah?
Yeah, well, that's debatable. It's bad. It's a bad season. Anyway, look, if you don't know me, I am Mike Ashabraner, professionally known as the Redneck Connector and proud and humble leader of the Hounds of Business community. And as Christine has been there from, you know, since our growth phase, it's just remarkable, right? I mean, I look at all the folks in here. The whole summary of the Hounds, right? I'm not going to get into the whole thing because it wouldn't be a snappy chat at all. But remember, you know, I did everything I was supposed to do to be successful, right? Trying to go into entrepreneurship, ahead of business, and I was told to pitch, slap, spam, sell, and do all these tactics, all the traditional marketing, right? Go on there, send a tons of DMs, have 40 coffee chats, and hope some poor sap buys something. Like, none of that worked for me. And long story short, you know why? Well, you know why, but maybe folks listening don't know why. Because I hated it. It wasn't who I am, right? I showed up to a football game with a baseball bat, right? How are you supposed to win a game if you don't know the rules to the game and how to play it? So long story short, you can hear it on my group call if you want to be entertained and educated. But that was it. I had to find a way to be me, to be happy, to love on people and do all that corny stuff. Focus on ecosystems, focus on helping others, pushing others up, and hope that worked. And it did. All right, and because you all are here. And so we started by accident, right? I just didn't have any friends one day and I was tired of getting told no. But we didn't create this. We didn't grow this by accident. And so all these people here and you, hey, we're just getting things done, man. We made a lot of money together, but we're having a good time, right?
Absolutely. So if you don't know the Hounds of Business community, you really need to reach out and find out more from Mike about it. It's a great community. There's all sorts of amazing people in there. A lot of them on here already. And Charles, it's great to meet you too. Diane as well. Dina as well. Fantastic to meet you. Yeah, so growing a business is not easy. It's just not that easy. I mean, unless you actually already have your customers available to you by the time you start, because you're working in the same area and you built them over time, and now you're starting a business and you have them. Other than that, if you're building from scratch, it takes challenge. There's a few challenges in the way, yeah? It's not as easy as it seems just to get a lot of customers in and just showing up on LinkedIn and be great, yeah? It takes a little bit more than that. And maybe it was easy in the beginning, but LinkedIn's algorithm these days is definitely not for the faint-hearted. So tell me, what has been your challenge? I know I know you have plenty of challenges as I, so just pick one. But what challenges do you think that most of us go through that is worth talking a little bit more about in terms of what it takes to grow a business?
Yeah, you know, I mean, the first one, the obvious one that you and I definitely understand right through the school of hard knocks is, you know, we rightfully so. We get out, we get excited. And if you're like us, if you're like a regular Hounds member, right, you're probably somebody who had a job, had a career, going through life, doing good. And then you were at a fork in the road, right? Something happened, right? We had nurses who family had cancer. Then they get into oncology. And then they start doing businesses, right? No training, no clue. They just know if I don't do this, no one's who's going to, right? So a lot of the people in the Hounds are this way. One of the things that I've noticed, and I want people to take note of this and be encouraged, inspired by this. You helped me be inspired this way. Just as important as your business and your marketing strategy and all those important things. Absolutely. Keep learning, keep growing, do it well, right? Don't shortcut it. But also don't forget that the level of our personal growth, right, is going to lead to the effectiveness of our business growth. I don't see the two separate. I really don't, not to a large extent. You ever heard that saying, it's never personal, it's just business? Oh, sweet Jesus. Nothing could be farther from the truth to me, right? I'm in finance, and I'm about as, you know, as private as you can get it from a proctologist in the United States, right? Like nobody wants to talk about that in public. So it absolutely don't think it's just your marketing and people don't like it. For example, if you give a sales pitch or a sales script, you do a chain of emails or content, and it's not landing, don't think you stink, right? Maybe like me, I had a mentor in finance. I could memorize his script and everything I was supposed to say perfectly, and it bombed. It bombed for over a year. You know why? It wasn't me. He's a 67-year-old guy, right? And like, it's not me. It's not my voice. It's not my passion. It's not normal. So that's what I mean. When you get your confidence right, when you get these things, these inner stuff, right? When you get your self-worth aligned, when you start setting boundaries, getting uncomfortable, telling people no if you're a doormat like yours truly naturally, you know, when you start to do these things, it's like magic. You're like, oh wow, my marketing's going better. Of course it is, because they believe you. That energy's radiating, right? And we've seen that. We've been through this journey together, right? And that's what I mean. Like, who would want to hear a guy like me who's still climbing the mountain, Christine? Apparently a lot of people, right? They want to hear from us because look, hey, tell me in the comments. In the self-help and business section, I found about 95% of that is horse manure, man. Like, because when I went on this journey, no, maybe for others it ain't, but I have I've been dirt poor. No one was saying you could do it. So if you're coming from where I'm coming from, you can't even burn dirt. Yeah, you got to get here. You got to be the most determined, bulletproof, battle-hardened individual on planet Earth. And that's your job, is to get there. So when you can turn dog poo into fertilizer, then you know your inner growth is ready to match your business and your marketing. You have a lot of experiences. What do you think?
I love your analogies. You always throw one analogy out after the other. I must say that you're great with analogies. Yeah.
The machine gun.
Exactly right. Yeah, I totally agree. Mindset. Yeah. Mindset is everything in business and life. And it starts with personal growth and getting to know ourselves really, really well, and where we're limiting ourselves and where we can get stronger. And what Charles is saying here is absolutely right. There's too much information, not enough action. Yes, sometimes we just have to take action as well. But ideally, we should take inspired action, action that works with our intentions, action that's actually based in strategy, from my perspective, and action that fits with where we want to go, basically. Yeah. But yes, totally agree. So how do we overcome this? How do we move through mindset and growing a business at the same time, trialing and testing? Because, you know, what I found is I've been on a personal development journey for over 9 years. But what I found, especially in this business that I started 2 or 3 years ago, that there's so many obstacles, or there's been so many challenges, and they actually, as strong as I think I am in my mind, then there'll be something happening that just digs a little bit deeper, where you go, oh, I thought I got this, but now I have this challenge. And you're like, wow, now I have to face my inside, my internal mindset one more time to work out exactly where I still have those limiting beliefs, and where also, quite literally, not just in the mind, but quite literally, how do I overcome it? What do I try next? You know, you get a block here, but then you have to try something else, and then that kind of works. But then you're learning that you actually have to maybe maneuver slightly over here. Yeah. So it's like a winding road where you're kind of walking in the dark half the time, but you can see the light in the distance and you just don't quite know how to get there. Would that be how you have experienced it too?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And many of us, that's what I mean. We think we're alone. We think, listen, everybody's got problems, challenges, issues. They're just better at hiding it than you are. That's what I've noticed, right, Dina? Yeah, Dina deals with people and stuff. But and Charles is licensed out the hilt in this. What, a psychiatric nurse practitioner? Hey, he's gonna call BS if I'm full of it. But
and Sarah's got a great comment here too. Working off a script is bad for all parties involved. One needs to find something they believe in, whether it's their own thing or someone else's product you love, and then you use your own style to sell it. Very well said.
Yeah, that's what I bought into. I bought into Sarah. Like, space, really, like, come on, but I believed in Sarah long enough to hang in there to learn about what she does, right? Because if she came at me with what she does, my little brain would have cried like Windows 95 and we wouldn't be here. So to answer your question, because I know you know about this, it's just one challenge after the other. You hit the nail on the head. Here's what I tell people. I tell people in the hounds, I tell people, my clients, right? All the people I work with, sponsored, doesn't matter. Two parts to answer your question. It takes awareness and it takes personal responsibility. At least it did for me, right? And some other folks. But here's what I'm going to let y'all know, right? Well, I hope I make it. I hope I arrive. Listen, the only thing I guarantee people is better problems, better challenges. What does that mean? Listen, Warren Buffett has money problems and so do we. Right? The difference is he's trying to pay less in taxes because he makes too daggone much, right? And I'm trying to have his problem. So if you look at it that way, as long as you're trying to grow, improve, make an impact in the world, that's it. You're going to continuously improve, right? Hit a challenge, get knocked down, hit another challenge, keep growing, and then you die. That's pretty much the only way I can conclude at this. Or you just say, I'm done. I'm wealthy. I'm done. I'm going to go sit on the beach, whatever, right? So when it comes to getting real about, all the stuff it takes to be so in tune and resilient like you've done, it takes awareness and personal responsibility. Be aware of the fact of what's going on in your life, what's going on inside of you. And if you don't like it, yeah, now it's time for personal responsibility, right? Don't bury your head in the sand. You say, look, I'm not where I want to be. I don't like the way people are treating me. I don't like where my business is going, whatever it may be. Right? Say it out loud. Say it in private. And then go, why? Well, I'll give you an example of what happens. If somebody sent me a stupid email, my first question, well, how could they send that email? How dare they say that, right? And that's a default mechanism for a lot of us. But you know what happens now? I get a stupid email and I say, what am I doing to make this person think that was okay? Y'all following this? Personal responsibility. Dogs bark, cats meow, and people. You have to deal with it. So when the tsunami comes, don't just say, oh my goodness, learn how to surf good enough so you can turn those tsunamis into, Olympic style surfing. Does this make sense? Because this is the stuff I cannot see. And if I see somebody talking about it, they're usually not doing it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not going to call names, but that's what I love about the hounds. You've been there with me, Christine. You get here and I'd follow up and I'd get here and you'd follow up. We would reach back, push each other up, pull each other forward. That's the redneck Camelot we've got going on in here. Seriously. Because I stink at sales. I stink at persuasion. But I can go out there and push April Wyatt up. And guess what she does all the time? Oh, Mike, and Christine and everybody. Yeah, dadgummit, we can get behind that. So what do you think? Because you've been in the middle with me. So go ahead.
Totally agree. So community is everything, which is why I started off doing Snappy Chat, which is all about, it gets a little bit lonely sometimes if you're a one-man band when you're starting out. Or even two-man band. It can get a bit lonely. So this is why I'm all about community, yeah? And actually building relevant relationships that can help us bring each other up, and also just be there sometimes when we're going through it, because sometimes you just need to hear someone else say, yeah, I've been there, done that, and you go, okay, it's not me who's unnormal, it's not me who's failing, it's just the journey. Yeah,
right.
So we kind of have to get perspective from, is it about me? Especially if you had to come from low self-worth, you got to go, no. This is about trialing to some extent. It's also about learning. And there's not such a, when people say, oh, I just bought this course for 20,000 and it's like a group call and it's like one size fit all. I'm like, yeah, that was 20,000 wasted. Yeah, because there's no such thing as all of us having the same journey 100%. We have the same experiences, maybe experience it differently, but there's certain things that we all go through, but it's still a individual journey too. Yeah. And so we have to find our own way through our mindset, through our skills, our industry, our category. And I think community is key because it keeps us going when we go, why is this not working X, Y, Z right now? Because usually we just need to give it a bit more time or to try something different. Yeah. On strategy, of course. I say going solely is no-go, April. You're absolutely right. So this is what it's about. When you think life is a little bit, oh my God, I can't do this, reach out to a community, become part of a community, because it will help you move forward through the times where you think, I don't know about this, maybe it's all too hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and there's two words that can really sum this up: best interest, right? You and I continuously have our best interest at heart, right? So I have a community, I'm growing it, I'm trying to do things, but I'm helping you. Why? Well, because I didn't get here by myself, right? So you were one of the main people pushing not just the community up, not using your brilliant strategic mind, putting together roadmaps that I can look at and go, wow, this is where we should go. This team effort. So absolutely, absolutely. When I'm in a position, and that fuels me, so I can be more successful, have more time and money, so I can turn around and help people like you who helped me when I couldn't repay you. That's what I mean. There's thousands of strategists, thousands of probably rednecks, and probably not many in business, but communities and, coaches and social media coaches. But there's only one of us, right? There's tons of people that do, breath work. There's only one April, right? And we all know Royce, right? There's only one radio voice, man. This guy was born with it, right? So that's what I mean. Go out there and look for, and that's what our calling card is. We're not for everybody, right? But I'll give you all a perfect example. I want your input. So I had a lady on the group call, and I said, hey, what's your biggest challenge? And she said, I don't know. I'm so new, I haven't messed up yet. And I said, oh, hey, hang on a second. I said, listen, before you make mistakes, if you can only choose one community, choose Christine. Now, that wasn't to be cute and, that was real. That was real talk, because we could jump into business and do silly things because nobody's taught us how not to. We just don't know. And so I told her, I said, hey, save you tons of time, because I know if she goes over to you, figures out a strategic plan, puts her business together wisely, she's going to love the hounds. But if I don't do that, she's going to say, well, this doesn't work, right? Because she doesn't have her business stuff together. So that's look, and I'm going to say it, I know, but whatever. Bald people are being sold haircuts, and that's not okay with us. So we've created an ecosystem. If someone sits down, instead of me selling them my course or whatever, I say, you know what, man, you need Christine, you need April, you need Tanya. And then we send them over there, right? And now more than ever, I hear it every single day. Someone's like, I paid, $5,000 for this speaking course, and 4 months later, I have nothing to show for it. That saddens me, because that could have been that person's last $5,000. This person had the desire and the courage to make an impact from dirt, and now they won't, because they don't have the resources, support, and people to get it done. That's why this works, right? We respect each other. We work through issues, but we have a maturity. We have an alignment. We know we can get more done together. That's why we do it together. So we're not perfect. No, we're not perfect. But if you're a heart-centered, high-level professional who hates sales pitches and hates trying to figure out how to bash your square peg in a round hole, where else you going to go? Like maybe there's some place. If there is, let me know, because I want to work with them too. I want to partner with them. So this is why it's fun, because I wanted the hounds to be a resource bank, right? Tie things in that other members need, right? They can choose to go. But it was really hard, because I'm not willing to lower my standards. I'm not willing to lower my value system. So I decided, I'm like, you know what? How about I go help somebody I do know who shares them, and help, Christine help create hers, help recruit with her. Now you're doing all the work, but yes, I'm going to do anything I can to put the gasoline on it, right? So that's what's happening here. Right? It may sound corny, dadgummit, but we're getting stuff done on a huge scale. Right? Like Charles was in the hounds for 2 days. The guy's already hooked up with Dr. CJ and doing all kind of crazy stuff with Symbol.
You come closer to your mic.
Oh, is it messed up?
Stay closer to your mic. Now I can hear you again better.
Hey, I got a new computer, so this is the test.
Yeah, much better now. Stay there. Stay still there.
Stay still? Come on now, I'm half Muppet. Are you serious? All right, I'll try.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right now it's good. When you move back, it's not so good. But yes, but there's another point you made as well, which is this thing around self-responsibilities. As much as we can get help from others, you, me, from Royce, everyone, yeah, there's still a level of responsibility for our business, a level of accountability that, yes, we might get help from others, but ultimately it stops with us, yeah? We got to be in charge of our strategy. We got to be in charge of where we want to go. We got to take the reins, yeah? We can't just hand it over and say, do business for me, yeah? Find me the people, get me the sales, yeah? And a lot of people would like to do that because a lot of us don't love sales, yeah? It's uncomfortable at the best of times, yeah? So it's easy just to go, okay, I'll just sign up with this lead generation company that just emailed me or messaged me in LinkedIn, yeah? And it's like, well, unless you really know exactly what you're doing, who you're reaching out to, how to reach them, then you're just sending another company who may or may not understand what you do or who you are in your industry, yeah, to do it. So I think there's still a level of where, especially when we're starting out or we're still small, where it's good to actually understand how to run a business before we outsource it all. What are your thoughts on that? Thank you, April. Now I can't hear you at all.
Yeah, oh, man, Papaw's using the computer today. Dadgummit. I said you're right. That's why I like working with you so much, because people need to know. Like, for example, what makes you stand out amongst all the business strategies out there, to me, many things. But one of the main things is you're cognizant of the fact that no matter how great the business, no matter how well it could be marketed, how profitable it could be, wildly successful, if that person absolutely hates it or is not bought in 1000%, it's over. Like, you lose before you even get started. And me and you both like the art of war, right? I mean, strategic foundation. Win first, do battle second. Right? I'm already won. Right? Well, what if this happens? I'll figure it out. Like, I've already encompassed that. So that's what you do so well. You're speaking to the person. That's why I love your strategy sessions. Like, they're not just you talking and us listening and nobody wants to be there. Like, they're useful. You're engaging, you're taking notes. If somebody has a question about something in sales or social media, you're like, hey, thank goodness Mike is here, right? And this is really smart, because now this person is figuring out, hey, what works best for me? Here's the 3 viable options. What am I actually going to get up in the morning to do, right? Well, send thank you cards. Well, if you hate letters, you're not going to do it, right? And you're going to hem haul. Same thing like you said about lead gen. It's just too easy to say, well, I'm going to outsource it and blame someone else. If you really dig deep subconscious, I've done it before. I'm going to admit it, man. That's the benefit of personal growth. You can say stupid things because it's true. And I say them because if somebody's out there going, that's not me, but it is, right? It's okay. You have to acknowledge it and then take charge of it. Go get help, but you're responsible for you. No one's coming to save you at the end of the day. You have to figure it out. But it does make it a whole lot easier when you have folks that you can trust around you, like these group of people, right? That's the whole thing, right? Business and personal growth, to me, go hand in hand. There's no separation. My first question is, hey, what am I missing here? Is it my ego, right? Learning how to pause. Yeah, everybody can know that, but I did it. Somebody said something the other day, and I went like, you ever seen Elon where he gets weird, like he just blacked out, and it's just like 10-minute pause? I did that, but I was thinking through. See, I wanted to be mindful. I didn't want to worry about the outcome of that conversation. What I wanted to make sure was that I was aligned to my values. I'm doing the best interest of everybody involved, the hounds, myself, that person. See, very different. And then I said what I needed to say, but I didn't worry about it. Well, if I say this person will leave, or this person will do X. That's the outcomes. Don't focus on your response and what you can cultivate, and be mature about it. So, well, what if? Stop that. What if worms had machine guns, Christine? Birds wouldn't mess with them. You can go on and on and on and on. So give yourself some grace, find your right tribe, and you'll figure that. You go out there and ask people questions. Go out there and ask who. I'm like a redneck owl. Who do you know? Who could help? Who? Seriously. And you'll find it. Man, you can go all the way up to the sea levels. I did. I met a couple extremely influential people. And I thank God I didn't know that, or I would act weird. But I just act like me, right? And they're like, hey, something about it. And that's what I mean. Stop talking about, thinking about what you lack, and go out there and try to figure out what's the missing piece to get to the next level. It sounds easier said than done, but let me ask you a question. Well, that's hard. Yeah, you know what else is hard? Staying in the same spot for the next 40 years. Right? Life looking the same as it was before. Not having a legacy, not I was at one of the biggest tables on earth, and my little tape went off. What if it doesn't work? Listen to me. A guy like me who was dirt poor and nobody supporting him made it at one of the top tables to help our children in the biggest way possible. How is that a loss? Like, I'm at the table. Now, I don't intend to lose the spot today. I intend to see this through. But you got to start celebrating the wins. You don't have to do it out loud.
Yes, such a good point. You got to celebrate the wins. And also, I think sometimes some people can build a business really fast, but usually they have access to a huge group of people who are already ready to buy, or they have extreme help at the background that you don't see or support. Most of the times it's small steps. Yeah, it's like you have to take one small step after the other. You can't always see the result right then, but they add up and suddenly the results will come in.
Yeah.
And sometimes we don't have the patience. I've seen a lot of small business owners and founders. They don't have the patience for what it takes in terms of going, you got to build your brand. You got to, if you're a one-man band, even if you want to build a big business, it still starts with you as a founder. So even in the beginning, you need to actually think about your brand as well. And you need to, that's a long-term strategy. Brand does not get built in 2 minutes. Yeah, it doesn't get built in 1 month. It's Claudia is here. Great to see you. Just saw her earlier in my community.
Oh, so
and
sweet.
She was amazing. And if you don't know Claudia, reach out to her. She's amazing. Yeah, you got to just keep going. Like, don't just go in, I'm going to start business 2 months later. Oh, it's not working. Yeah. Like, and we throw it all out, it's like, no, keep going. It's small steps, unless you got lots of money behind you, lots of experience, or lots of clients, or, someone else supporting you in the ways we don't know. It's small steps. And you just somehow it comes together. Yeah.
Dude, listen, if it would, I'm glad you don't send me a therapy bill. Seriously, like, you think about it.
Maybe I should. Hey, I just joking.
Yeah, well, it's too late now. All right, good luck. But think about this. I know for me, I would have quit. I probably, at least it was really razor thin. It was up in the air. And that's what I mean. On those days, and they will happen, right, where you just want to quit, everything sucks, and you just don't have any belief. Right? It's going to happen. And stop it. Listen, then you call up a trusted friend, right? Somebody who can deal with that, somebody who does that back to you, right? I got a handful of them, but you've been that for me for a long time. And so that means something. So again, water hose for the fire. What are the negative thoughts? What are the programming that you have adapted that maybe your parents gave you? Maybe people enforced at work. Man, you have to let it go. Let me tell you a refreshing thought. When you go out there and meet people that don't know you, they only know what you're showing them, right? You understand that? There are people who know me for 20 years. And they saw me today. They go, what is this? Hey, this is me now. Like, like I evolved. I've grown. And you just give yourself permission to be a wonderful, messy human. I'll put it this way. I'll stop because I know it's snappy chat. It's going to be like non-snappy chat.
We're finishing now. We're finishing in a couple of minutes. Yes.
Somebody told me this. And again, I want to put this on a pillowcase. They said, if we took a video of all the amazing, wonderful things you've done in your life and we showed it in a movie, people say, wow, that Christine is a saint. Wow, what a wonderful person. And if we took all the bad things you've done in life, right, and we took all that and just showed that on the movie, they say, oh my God, it's the devil incarnate. And somewhere in the middle is humanity. You got to remember that, right? You have to look at things in a higher way of thinking, right? That's called maturity. That's called growth, right? And that's where we're attaining. The better this gets, the stronger, the more compassionate, the more, just weave these things together. And the only way to do that and master that in your life and business is to screw it up and be painfully screwed up. But your job isn't to avoid pain. Here's your job. Learn the lesson as fast as possible. Don't repeat the same mistake and move to the next level, just like a video game, right? Level 1, level 2. Ooh, it's harder. Of course it is. If you skip from 1 to 50, that sucks, right? Like, don't try that. So that's my thing. I appreciate you coming on, giving me the platform just to share some, fireside chat wisdom, because I know that's what's stopping people is here. But you know what? Charles Robinson, that guy, he ain't getting stopped here at all. This guy's running around the most coachable dude I know, taking advantage of the community and all the good things. He finally found his tribe, and he's out there just making it happen in nano speed. Right? That's it.
That. And we got Royce here as well. His favorite word is test. I love testing too. And Tommy's here. Have a great growth mindset. It's the best way to evolve in our lives. 100% agree. And Jeremiah is saying people don't advertise their failures. They're usually 5 or more failures for every success. 100% agree. So on that note, we are going to finish up.
No.
But we're going to finish up knowing that success is coming and success is here. We just got to step into it. Yeah. Are you going to do one more?
Do you want me to make you another one? In case JJ
You do
missed?
another one. Is that all you can do? Is that your only pony trick or what? You got others? Very nice.
Swan. They got 3 swans, and yes, they're clean for now. Anyway. All right.
Was that your daughter who taught you that one?
No, I saw somebody on TV and I just couldn't do it. Like, they were like, look at this. It's so easy. I'm like, yeah, I must be half monkey.
Okay, we're going to finish up now. And we got your details in here. If you don't know, Mark Ashabraner from the Hounds of Business Community. Yes, Claudia, success is here. Absolutely. Reach out to him on LinkedIn. Anywhere else they can reach out to you?
Yeah, Carrier Pigeon or YouTube. Go to YouTube. I put everything on the YouTube channels, all the links to the group calls. So Hounds of Business at YouTube, best place. And then we've got some landing pages and stuff coming up. I had to catch up. So, but no, hey, thank you for having me.
One step at a time. Thank you for being here. Always a pleasure talking to you. So we'll finish up. Thank you for everyone staying put. We appreciate you all. And we'll see you inside the Hounds of Business Community. Take care.
Strategy on the go.